Hi guys, how's it going? So, yeah. So we got, it says 0.9 inches of rain, so that's why I'll just round it off to 1. Another freaking rainstorm came through the other day, or yesterday. And, yeah, it was a good shower. It was a pretty heavy shower. It wasn't a storm, though. Not like other people are getting. So, I don't know. Not sure where the cows are at. I think they're hiding. Or they broke out, who knows. But, yeah. So there's the 56 rake, ready for work. I don't know if I was even going to make this ramp. Yeah, she's a little... I guess she's dry enough, but... we are just not getting a freaking break over here. So, there's my hay, still standing. It says that we shouldn't see any rain now for maybe 3 days. The sun's out for the most part, but it's so smoky out that it's not really gonna... I don't know if the hay's even dry down here. So, I should actually take a look, because it's only been, well, I think it's been about 24 hours now since that rain came in, but she's just, the ground's nice and moist. So, there's plenty of freaking moisture under this hay. Now, what could probably happen is if we could get this old garbage off, because this is garbage hay now. It'll still be alright, I guess. It won't be I don't think it's going to be that good now, but it'll be good, but it won't be great. It wouldn't be like if we would have cut it back just after July 4th. So, there's some alfalfa for you. I mostly just I came down here for damage, wind damage, because this hay's old now. It's not really going to stand up on its own. So, but yeah, we didn't really get any wind out of that last storm, but there was definitely a lot of rain. Mother said there was going to be more stuff coming at like 2 a.m. but my phone said nothing. So I need to look into... I gotta look into Mother's phone there, see what the hell's going on with it. Her phone always seems to be effing up, and I don't know if she's doing something to it or if it's just doing something on its own. But so basically, you got the grass that's knocked down, but the alfalfa's still standing, so that ought to tell you something. So I don't know. It's really getting to be a struggle to get hay down this year. It's been just an absolute freaking nightmare. Talked to the young guy. He was thinking this week, but he didn't know what the weather was going to do. Well, there's a little bit more hay damage. The alfalfa can take the abuse. It doesn't even fall over. So I just don't know. I want to get the hay fucking cut so we can just get on with it. So at this point, we might as well just forget it and just wait until August and see what the hell August brings us. So, I don't know if this ditch was full of water or not. I guess not. That ditch likes to fill up with water, but it takes a bit. So we'll find a place to ditch this vehicle. Hopefully the immigrants won't get a hold of it and take off with it, because then I'm going to be kind of screwed. But we'll just hide the key, I guess. But I got hay of my own too that I'm trying to grow. Don't hit the freaking post. And I got some underneath the bridge, but I don't know if we'll need it or not. So I still haven't cut any hay yet of our own, like just as emergency food. Like down here I got this grass growing in now, but it's not going to be anywhere near as tall as that. But that took a beating. Yeah, she's wet down here. I can hear it smooching on the tires. So we'll just find a good place to ditch it. I guess right here. So hopefully nobody will holler for me, because I'm not going to be anywhere near the CB. So I need to get a handheld CB, I guess, too. Which are only like $100, so I don't know why the hell I'm not doing it, but that way if somebody's hollering for me, well, then I'll know. So how's my grass doing down here? Well, she's wet. The grass is dry on top, but the ground's freaking soaked. So yeah, this is all wind damage. All that. I don't know if that'll come back or not, because this grass isn't really that old. Oh yeah, you can see the moisture on the grass that's laid down. You can see moisture. So yeah, this hay's actually doing. Normally I mow this with the lawnmower, but I'm going to let it grow up, I guess, the best that it can. And then if we have to cut it for feed, then we can, because we're actually running out of pasture. We're pretty much out now, but they're not complaining, so they must be finding something to eat, because if not, they would be complaining. So yeah, there's some more wind damage. I mow back there a little bit just because how this is right now, you wouldn't be able to get in there with the cutter bar. I got to clean this out better, but so must have touched some poison ivy or something. My wrist is getting all freaking itchy. So we're gonna look over here. This is just where we come from, but it ain't looking great. I mean, I don't know. I could probably go on a 2-hour rant about this freaking rain, but it's never gonna freaking do anything. Because whatever days we do get for dryness, the young guy's gonna go do what he's got to do to get his hay cut, and then who just, I don't know. See, I don't know. I think that could be from a deer laying there, but considering that it looks like all the grass is knocked down, I think it's wind damage. There's more wind damage. Oh, look, there's a freaking burrox. Damn bastards. This is what happens when your hay gets knocked down. You actually see all the ugly weeds now. So I gotta take care of him before he decides to make a bunch of babies. That won't stop him permanently, but come on. It'll slow him down, at least. I didn't even know he was here until now, because the hay was covering it up. So they're coming back into my field. There's 2 along the trail. I already took them out, but so I got hay in there in that pond, that little flat area. I was gonna cut that too, and then underneath the bridge, and then there, and then I got the north garden growing in, but that probably won't get even tall enough to cut. I don't know. Fuck's sake. I mean, the grass obviously isn't like broken. It just got kind of pushed over, but I think hay is a little harder to pick up when it's fucking pushed over like that. I don't know, but something's been walking here. Probably a deer. Could have been an immigrant. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? I don't have my cameras down here anymore. They got stolen a couple of years ago, so I don't have cameras down here anymore. I got one, but that's not doing really anything for here, so. So, we're gonna go over here. But yeah, it's just, at this rate, it'll be August. And then August is going to be, who knows. I don't know why we're getting all this fucking rain all of a sudden. It's crazy, because we couldn't get a drop of it back in July when we needed it the frickin' most. So, this will be, it's not going to be great hay. It'll be good, but it's not going to be great. So, that's just an alfalfa plant. I thought that was some kind of just some kind of a bush or something. This used to be an old fence line right here. Took that out 50 years ago, so. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, even if we had our own haying equipment, I mean, today would have been a good day to cut hay, but then the hay would have been still kind of wet underneath. So, would have had to wait another 2 days probably for it just to get dry enough underneath so you could cut it. And then you got more freaking rain. So I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of just about to give up, because the more I talk about it, it seems like the more we get of it, the more rain we freaking get. So yeah, I did talk to the young guy about this alfalfa. That's all that purple stuff. He said that he didn't know of any wild alfalfa. And I Googled it. Of course, you know, I don't know if Google's ever correct or not, but they say that there is a wild alfalfa, but it's not really, it wasn't really wild to begin with. Apparently it somehow escaped whatever they were doing with it, and then it's just been kind of, you know, seeding. It's like this whole bloody section is alfalfa. There's no grass really even in that. There is, but you know, this whole bloody section right here is something but just alfalfa. So, and I don't know how much this I want to believe, but apparently alfalfa is actually good for you. You can actually eat this yourself. I don't know if it's, because I think there's technically two different kinds of alfalfa. I mean, it all looks the same to me. I guess you'd have to really study the plants to see a difference, but it sounds like it's all good for you. Like even us people can eat it. I don't know if you have to boil it or what. I don't fucking know. But I watched a YouTube video of a girl. She's got a section of her yard. Well, it's part of her garden, I guess I should say. But she's got a section there that just has alfalfa growing in it, and she apparently eats that. Because apparently alfalfa has a lot of good stuff in it that's good for animals, and it's good for us people. So apparently it can also make you feel better. So if you're sick, you can just eat some alfalfa and you're fine. Again, I don't know how much of that you want to believe, but sometimes people could probably just be a little insane too. So probably should see a therapist, but yeah, there's more what looks like wind damage. I mean, this is really just pushed right fucking down to the ground, so I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there could have been some deer laying in here too, but I don't know. Because it looks like it's a little too flat for the wind, so maybe it was deer laying in there, but I don't know. But so apparently there is a wild alfalfa that's growing around here. It's just come from wherever originally, and you can see a big plant back there. There he is. He's a big fat juicy one. So I'm not gonna walk probably all of this, but yeah, this is it's not surprising. I mean, we've had other years where we're not cutting hay until August because we just can't win because of the rain. Or mostly it's been because of the rain. I mean, our hay is beyond done at this point. It'll never grow anymore now. If anything, yeah, I think there's deer walking in here. It looks like there's been a dirt bike going through here, but I think it's deer. Because if that was dirt bike, it'd be a lot flatter than that, I think. So it's probably just looks like it's going that way. So I don't know. Whatever. It is what it fucking is, I guess. So whatever hay gets ran over, there's nothing I can do about it now. Because, this shit should have been cut and baled and done. So, I mean, our field looks brown. But that's because everything's seeding and it's heading out now, and it's ready to be cut off. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it would have been nice if we could have cut this, baled it, because you know that it would have grew more. So, because then we could be pushing our cattle down here, and they could just be grazing down here until, I guess, kind of whenever. But I don't know. So there's some more alfalfa. So yeah, I don't know how much of that story is true either of wild alfalfa, but apparently it's somewhat of a thing, I guess. Young guys never heard of it, but here's some good wind damage. That's all wind damage. How are you going to pick that up? You're not even going to cut it. Like, all you're going to do there is just cut the head off. You're not going to cut the actual grass because it's too low now. I doubt it'll bounce back, enough to to get the cutter bar underneath to cut it. I mean, it's crazy because all you see now is just the alfalfa, because the alfalfa can't get pushed over. There's Border Patrol. Of course, my Blazer's parked in the woods, so they don't know who I am down here. They think I'm probably going to be. They probably think I'm going to be an immigrant. So, or they think I am one. So here's another alfalfa plant that I think he just started growing. He hasn't flowered yet, but he probably won't flower this year. Well, he may, I don't know. He may not either, I don't know. So just depends on how quick the cutter gets here to start cutting this shit down. So, but yeah, it's just bullshit. That's what it is. The only positive thing that's coming out of this right now is you can definitely see the alfalfa, because it stands out to everything else now. Because everything else is brown. There's definitely more alfalfa in this field this year than there even was last year. So it's definitely, she's definitely seeding and doing her thing. I think, I don't know, that's the one thing I didn't look up yet, is if alfalfa actually puts out seed. Because if they do, they're getting their chance to do it right fucking now. Because it's, who knows when this is going to get cut. It could be another 2 weeks before it gets touched. But they're talking rain. Well, they're talking rain tomorrow too, but it's only a 20% chance, so that's pretty low. So I'm not worried about that. This kind of a wild flower. It's not alfalfa, but some kind of another flower. I think the cows kind of like that too. It looks like it's filling in pretty good though, like alfalfa, so cows may or may not like that. I don't know. But that's all pretty much right along here. So I don't know. It's getting to just be insane that we're just not getting nothing done. So I don't know, because now it's going to take probably 3 days for the ground to dry out. Even just the grass underneath. There's not much for a wind right now, but it ain't going to matter because the wind's not going to get under there. So I think we're just going to, I don't know what we're going to do. It's just kind of getting irritating. See, it doesn't matter, even if I did have my own haying equipment, we're still not cutting because it's just too risky. There's not enough. There's some kind of a weird grass growing in here. We're just not getting enough drying days to dry anything. Huh. Got a little bit of this kind of weird grass growing here. I don't know, it's doing all right. So, see, now I'm walking on hay that hay's never gonna bounce back now. What do you do? You know. So, but I did. We got 0.9 inches, so you might as well just say an inch. But between this rain and then all the rain that we got back in fucking July, or the earlier part of July, we're up to 4.1 inches of rain. So, you know, if we would have gotten that back in early June, this hay would have been probably towering over my head. So, I don't know. And watch other people on YouTube, you know, that cut hay. And one guy I watch, he's only a few hours south of me, so on the North Dakota side. He's dodging fucking rain too, trying to cut hay and spray. Of course, we don't spray for anything, but yeah, we haven't even, at least he's getting some hay down. You know, the young guy's trying to get his knocked down too. Yeah, so it's the same thing there too. So it's got to just be some freaking deer walking through here. So the young guy sit here already lost one field. Never could bale it, never could rake it. Cut it and basically just had to let it rot because he couldn't get to it. It's just not enough drawing days. So, and we're getting that here too. It's just been crazy. So, this hay's gonna get tough now, you know, like it's gonna be harder to cut it. Now, if you had a disc mower, it obviously would have cut a lot nicer, but he's only got the sickle bar style mower, MacDon 5020 or whatever the hell it is. You know, those things are going to have to work harder now to cut this. By the time he probably gets here, it'll be so hard to cut that we would have been almost just better off just mowing it down and then just letting it regrow again. Like, that's how I almost see it. Even though I don't think it would have grew back in time, but I don't know. So the alfalfa probably would have grew back, but such a healthy stand of alfalfa, I would hate to let it, you know, like it would suck to see this go to rot because you can't cut it, can't bale it, can't even flip the windrows because it's just, I mean, look at that alfalfa plant right there. Look at that. That's signs of really good alfalfa. Now, if you had that throughout your whole entire field, well, then you'd have one hell of a hay crop. So, I am kind of hoping that this alfalfa will, well, it'll grow more. There'll be more in here. Because I don't know how it's going to do on a drought year. Because that's probably what will happen next year. We'll get a drought. You know, we had a drought back in June. So, I don't know. I don't have words anymore, because like we get like a 3-day break. You cut hay and then it rains for another 2 or 3 fucking days, and then your hay goes to shit because you can't rake it or bale it. My rake's already ready to go. I already greased it. Put fresh grease in the gearbox. It's supposed to have 80-90 oil, but the gasket for the cover is shot, so I think rain and stuff can get in, but grease works just as good. So I was going to pick up some more tines for it this month, but it never happened because other stuff got in the way again. So I don't know if it's going to happen next month like August, because August I have more stuff for the John Deere I got to get. That's not even all of it. And I got to see if I can squeeze in another part for the Tahoe. So, because I got to get that done too before winter hits. So, the hay just right over. Maybe this will kind of bounce back up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. It's frustrating. If I won't get any hay cut until August probably. You know, because I mean, who knows what the rain's going to do then too, but maybe it'll shut off for a while. You know, give us a freaking break. No, I doubt it. I don't know, you know. How do you pick this shit up? All that grass is knocked over. It's all just pure alfalfa now, so you're not going to get any of that. Let's see how all this hay's doing. This is that 12-acre piece that's got that newer grass put in. Which I think someday, if it just floods, so alfalfa probably won't last forever in here, but there needs to be alfalfa in this field because it's just not winning. Oh, look at that, a fucking tree branch is down. So, because this grass doesn't really do all that good over here. Why the hell did you come down now for? I guess the grass is all right here. Well, we're not going to be able to cut that for hay if this fucking thing's going to be. I mean, how do you explain that? Clearly, it must have broke off. It looks like it's dead for the most part, but I wonder if we can just break it off. No, it's just spring loaded. So I guess I'm going to come down here with the farm boss. Somehow it just right over. So I got to go in there and cut it. Just to even get rid of it. So, oh, look at this. Dead tree down. I didn't bring the freaking farm boss, so I'll have to come back with the farm boss, I guess tomorrow or something, and cut it up. I really just want to fucking bulldoze these damn trees down, you know. They stopped farming it because it was too wet to farm it. Wasn't really going to be worth cutting it for the hay. Well, it'd be worth it now because we got hay on both sides. See, originally this was just a grain field. So, you know, yeah. So the hay down here is actually doing not too bad. See, this is why I always thought there was something funny about alfalfa, and why I think it's true that there is wild alfalfa. Because, try to get over here. That's alfalfa. Yep. We didn't plant that. This field was planted in this grass that you see growing in here now, which is what can withstand flooding a lot better than alfalfa. In all reality, alfalfa only lasts 5 to 10 years if you're lucky. So you're never going to get 15, 20 years out of a field. So I don't know what the young guy's really complaining about, because he's complaining that it would never last down here. It doesn't flood every year. It did. Sure in the hell didn't flood this year. So now if this takes over, then I'm not going to worry about it. I got one plant in here, I think, so far. Hopefully he'll produce seeds or whatever the hell he wants to do, and with time he'll fill this field in. Because this grass in here doesn't really do all that good, especially in a drought. It's okay, but it ain't great. Look, another branch down here. Well, he's been dead too for a while, but nice and wet. Right there, I guess. Now I gotta trim these branches back too at some point, because they're starting to grow over the field and we're going to start losing hay that way. I haven't really even walked this field at all. I think I did a couple of months ago, but it was mostly just along there because that's where most of the fucking trees come down. So I guess we'll take advantage of the deer road and to here again, deer road. Oh yeah, there's definitely some more alfalfa in here. There's another plant, there's another one. So that's 3. 4. That's not alfalfa, that's just some kind of another weed. So yeah, there's at least 4 alfalfa plants in here. I'm looking for more. Now this hay's kind of taking it. Oh, 5, 6 alfalfa, 7. So we're up to 7 alfalfa. So I'm liking that. I think that's 8. Oh yeah, look at this wind damage. What did I say, 8? Alright, well here's 9. There's a whole big whack pile of them in there, so there's probably like 20 more in there probably. We didn't plant that. So this is whatever is either naturally, like it's what's being seeded, hay damage. I pretty much stopped counting alfalfa because I think we're over 20 now at this point. Because there's probably quite a few plants in there. So yeah, it's growing in here too, and this soil has been turned for years. Up until 2016 or 2017, then we planted this. And then it's just been that way ever since, but it's just yeah. Legs are actually starting to hurt. It's hard to walk in this tall shit. I think somebody's been down in here. It looks like the way it's turning, it looks like they've been down here with a dirt bike or something. So, bunch of damn milkweeds. There's a trail coming up here, so there's more wind damage. So, and I want to cut my freaking trail pretty quick here. That's not gonna freaking happen. So, oh yeah, look at there. Another fat, juicy alfalfa plant. So they're trying to grow in this field too, which is a good thing. I'm not going to complain. So, because that might do all right even on a drought year. So, it's a little bit of wind damage behind you guys. I'm looking for more alfalfa. Yeah, there's one back there. He's a little bit smaller of a guy though. Some of that looks like it might be alfalfa, but it's not. It's some kind of a flower. I think this is an alfalfa. Yeah, there's another one right there. See, they start off with, I can't even see them. Where the hell? Right there, I think. Right there. A little guy, and then they got another little guy next to him. So they'll always kind of be there now until, I guess, the flood takes them out, which I hope not. I think that might be an alfalfa plant back there. but it just hasn't done anything yet. So, but yeah, I mean, you can kind of see. I mean, this hay's okay, I guess. There's more wind damage over here, which was there from the last time. Here's some wind damage. So, I mean, what do you freaking do? Yeah, here's more wind damage. This is really flat here. It's almost like a freaking tornado dropped here. So, I mean, how do you pick this up? It's all just completely flat. And it's a pretty big section too. You guys can kind of see it. As long as I keep the camera angle just right. How do you pick that up? You know? Looks like I see another alfalfa plant. Anybody been down here? No, never did mow that. That's a tree growing there. So here's another alfalfa plant. Right there. Skinny little guy, but he's there. He's nice and tall and not as fat and juicy as his brothers, but he's there. Okay, here's some real wind damage. This hay's, I don't think this hay's gonna come back. This hay's done. It looks like somebody went in there with a roller and just rolled it right freaking down to the ground. And it goes, I think it goes, looks like it goes right up into the trees. So this, obviously some kind of a wind gust came down in here and right through it. That's hay lost. I don't see how you're going to pick that up. I bet you what it did is it probably the wind came over there and then it was picking up speed, and then when it got over here, it just full go. Or this could have been, see, here's more damage right here. Right here. I can't even fit it all in the camera. And it leaves a little strip behind. You know. I mean, the hay looks brown underneath because that's just how low it is to the ground now. You know. I mean, if this bounces back, I'll be surprised, but I don't think it's going to. I think we've kind of, maybe it'll pick itself back up just enough to be picked up with the cutter, but I think we lost it. I think it's just going to be pretty much done. Yeah, it goes all the way right up to the tree. I see another alfalfa plant. I don't know. So, yeah, a little bit here knocked down. It's funny how it knocks down just like little certain areas. But yeah, this hay is all right. This is what was man planted as well. But I think a lot of it kind of died off. But it's still here. It's getting its chance to produce more family members. So, let's go up here. I don't know what kind of weed that is, but I've been seeing them for years, but it's kind of a funny looking guy. But I've seen them for years. They've been down here forever. Not in this field, but out in the big square field. They've been out there quite a bit, but it looked like they were kind of dying off, but now they're coming back. So no wind damage here. Not that I can see anyway. I mean, I'm kind of just getting kind of disappointed. I'm just getting kind of angry, and I don't know if I even want to come down here anymore. I just kind of, it's like, what do you do? I don't know if it's just the fact that I keep talking about it. That's what brings more rain. So maybe if I stop talking about it, maybe the rain would F off for a couple of weeks. You know, and we could, I see a little bit of, you can't see, it's going to be hard to see, but there's a little bit of wind damage kind of right there. So, yeah, see right here, it come through a little bit. For some reason this field takes more of a beating than the rest. I don't understand it. Maybe it's the power lines, I don't know. There's another alfalfa plant. Yeah, this hay here is all taking a beating. You know, I mean, what do you do? You know? Yeah, there's quite a bit of alfalfa here in the corner. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 7, 8. There's 8 more plants right here. Yeah, this hay got pushed down. I mean, if you can see the freaking weeds, like the milk weeds and stuff, there's no grass here. It's all been pushed down. I mean, I don't know how the hell you're even going to pick it up to cut it. Maybe it'll stand back up a little bit. I have no freaking clue. This is all pushed down. Doesn't look like it's been pushed down, but it is. Yeah, and then there's some more alfalfa. So, and then this just kind of loops around. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just getting kind of sad about it. It's just getting irritating and depressing, and the way it's been going, I just don't feel like we're going to ever get anywhere. Because I don't really want to, I mean, even if we did cut it, there's still a pretty damn good high chance that we're going to have to flip it to get it to dry out. But you have to let the top dry out. That takes probably 2-3 days. And then we got this smoke. I mean, it's nice because it helps keep the temperature down. It's not going to be so good for hay when you want the hay to dry out. So there's a good breeze. I mean, today's a good day to cut hay and get hay to dry. And you might get that for about 2 more days, and then maybe more freaking rain, right? So I don't know how you know, if it was me doing it, I think I'd be doing this in chunks, because I don't think I'd want to cut the whole thing in one go, because you're risking too much hay. So I think if you're going to get 3 or 4 days of good weather, I'd probably come down here and cut this 12-acre piece, and then try to get it to dry out, get it baled, and then maybe then let it rain for 2 weeks, right? And then get another 4 days of dry weather. Okay, cut the big square field. Doesn't probably make a lot of sense, but you never know. You might get a freak shower out of that, you know? Like, I don't know. It's too risky to cut it. So, but it's also getting wind damage too now, because it's old. It's not going to support itself much longer before it just plops right over. Then I guess we'll just sell the cattle and retire, because to buy, at least 70 bales, that's a lot of money to spend, and that's not even going to be enough. Especially since we got 13 cows, because I think 1 or 2 are bulls, so those have to go at some point. They should have already been gone now, but I think my uncle's trying to get top dollar for them, so he thinks if they stay here a little bit longer, they'll put on a few more pounds, and then they'll be heavier. So And you get paid by the pound, so he wants them to be heavy. So yeah, I don't know. What do you do? You know, it's just really getting to be irritating. So I don't think we're gonna get any hay cut this week or even over the weekend. I don't think it's gonna happen. If we never would have gotten that 1 inch of rain, I think we would have been all right. Maybe if it was just like a mist, it would have still been all right, because that would have been just mostly on the top, and that would have had evaporated. So no, it's getting to the point where I don't even know if I even want to check my weather app anymore to see what the weather's doing. It just seems to be kind of pointless now, because every time you look at it, it's always constantly changing. It goes from a 20% a chance of rain to a 60% chance within just a couple hours. And then they're saying there's a 1 out of 5 chance of seeing storms, I think tonight. So it's pretty low, but I just don't want it. I just don't fucking want it, you know? So, because I kind of would like to cut my trail for the grass too. I'm going to feed into the cattle again, but mostly for weed control. But I cut this, I think, back in late June, and look at it now. You can see obviously where I have cut it, you know. So it's ready to be cut. So, but the trail's too muddy. That'll take 3-4 days to dry out, especially now since everything's all nice and tall. But I'm going to cut it anyway at some freaking point and just give it to the cows. And if they eat it, they eat it. If they don't, they don't. Whatever. I got to keep that clean. So, because if I cut it now, I may or may not have to cut it again at the end of the year. Chances will be lower because everything should be slowing down, but it's just yeah, long ass video, I know, but I'm kind of just about to kind of say fuck it, because every time we turn around we can't get enough, you know, it rains, you know. So, I mean, it's probably going to be good for my hay. My hay will grow a shit ton, you know, but this is the furthest thing from my mind right now, because I got actual hay that needs to go down for baling, so, and we're just not getting it. So, I don't know. I know I have at least one guy on YouTube that no longer has to worry about that, because he don't even have cattle. So, and that's you, Roosty Six. Enjoy that. The only thing you have to worry about now is, I guess, whatever crops you got growing for the year. I mean, you could still cut hay if you wanted to, just for the hell of it, and you know, you could sell it for a few bucks, but I don't know. There's a burdocks growing there. I just don't know what to think anymore. At least my hay's doing really good. But I'm not worried about this. I'm worried about my big hay. So, but I don't think we're going to get a cut in July. There's only, probably another week or two left before July is over with. So hopefully August will be drier. Probably not. Those are just going to be wishful thinking words. But in all reality, it's probably going to be a biatch to get it down. So at some point, I think we're just going to have to say fuck it and just cut it and pray to God that we get just enough drawing days to draw it. Might even have to flip it once. That's another thing too, is I don't want to have to constantly keep flipping hay, because the more you flip it, the more it's going to dry out, and then the more you're just beating, you know, the leaves off and seeds, and that's actually what the cows eat, is the leaves. It's just not the stem of the plant, you know, because there really ain't nothing on that. It's the leaves that they go for. So if you just keep constantly flipping it, you're just beating all that off, and then before you know it, you're just baling up fucking sticks. So then you might as well just not even bother. Just fucking leave it. So I don't know. It's just getting to be kind of irritating. So I guess you guys can tell me what's going on over there in your part of the world, but over here it's still freaking raining. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere. We should have been done by now. But I don't know. Even if we had our own haying equipment, it wouldn't make much of a difference, because you're still figuring out what to do with the weather. And the weather's not playing very nice this year, so of course it never does. You know, it never ever does. So we never have a perfect year. And honestly, I think ever since the young guy took over, we've never had a good year. But I think when the old timer was around, some years were still not perfect, but you know, we still had a lot of good years too. So maybe the young guy's just bad luck and he's dumping it at my place too, right? But I think I got bad luck too. But maybe it's just his bad luck rubbing off on me. That's why I'm not winning with anything. 15's broke down, Big Red's broke down. Trying to finish the Tahoe. It's not broke down yet, but it probably will be next. So, you know. So, I don't know. What do you do? So, but I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. I'm just going to go and take a look at over here by the bridge. See how the hay looks over here, and then I'm just going to head home. Gonna call it a day. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.